Oh. Um, so I'm kind of doing a mukbang. I just like to pop a few things in my mouth while I hold space of exactly where I'm coming from, you know. Um, oh, I let me show you something really cool. Um, you see this thing here? It's for putting, and I've tried it. I've tried putting my vape in it, and it fits perfectly, and it fits it fits across my body. And that's for this, and it fits perfectly in there, absolutely perfectly. So I'm really happy about that. The weed situation is, I think it's left New Jersey Airport. I think it's left New Jersey Airport. I've got a bit of pistachio left. I've ordered a gram of something else. I'm smoking it when I feel that need, you know. The really positive thing is that I how do I explain this? It's really good for just a few moments a day. I mean, like, I'll have it when I have a beer because I just like to do that. I have one beer a day. I may have it when I have my morning coffee. But like the only other time I've smoked it today, I use it for getting to sleep, which is really, really super dope because it puts me straight to sleep. And I've got a webinar tonight. Let me just finish what I was actually saying. Um, so I was at work, yeah, and I was feeling a bit sort of, I don't know, just feeling a bit sort of something, you know what I mean, a bit depressed or something. So I had 4 drops of Rescue Remedy. I had 2 drops of Rock Rose, and then I thought I could go down to the toilet and have just like a small pipe of pistachio. So I did, and you know, it really helped. It really helped me feel my best self, you know, and that was really good. And I've got a webinar tonight at 8 o'clock, and the thing is that I got up at 4 a.m. this morning. I watched a Nina video, and I woke up at 4 this morning, and I think that was this morning, and I'll want to get to sleep probably about 6 o'clock, which is in about half an hour. So I'll have a pipe of CBD. I'll go off to sleep, and then I'll set my alarm. Already set my alarm to wake me up 5 minutes before the webinar, and then I'll click on the link. I'll get on the webinar, and we'll do that. You know, it's a webinar about selling on Amazon, and you know, it's really for people who resonate with Sophie and her story of how like she's put products on Amazon, products that at the time when she put those products on Amazon, they couldn't be found on Amazon anywhere. She found new products to put on Amazon, and she made a couple of businesses added together worth about $2 million. And 18 months later, she sold her first business for over $1 million. And yeah, I don't want to sell it too hard because I understand that not everyone will resonate with what the whole thing is, you know. Well, no. I take it back. I think I've gone far enough into it to explain what it is and what I'm doing. Um, I'm actually paying for mentorship. I'm paying for 4 Thursdays, 1 hour phone call, every Thursday. Um, I'm paying, I don't want to say how much I'm paying because it is a lot of money, and it has meant that the nice clothes that I like to wear, the nice trainers, you know, all of that may have to go. Um, for like, probably for about 6 months. Um, I don't want to get too, do I want to get into it? I don't want to, I'm going to say it anyway, you know, this channel is for me to express myself, you know. I believe my content is different to everybody else's. I feel that things are going to be tight for the next 6 months because I can't get rid of Sky TV. And that's costing me £100 a month. And then I can start spending a little bit more on saving up and spending a little bit more on things. I to be honest, I haven't worked. Let me just have some food. To be honest, I haven't worked this whole thing out. I'll tell you where I was coming from. I was coming from a place where I watched her webinar and I just knew 100% that I resonated with her fully on what she was saying, you know, and I knew I just had to be a part of it, and I knew that the universe had provided me with her coming into my life in that way on, how did I come into contact with her? She was an advert on YouTube, and I clicked on it because I liked the sound of it. I wanted to find out more. And I resonated 100% with her on the, was it a webinar? It might have just, yeah, it was a webinar, yeah. And I felt like she'd come into my life just at the right time, you know, to help me take the next step into finding my way in the world, you know. I mean, I'd isolated myself fully for 3 years while I raised my vibration, and now my vibration's pretty high. I've been doing voluntary work for 6 months now. I started on 1 day, now I'm on 3 days. And I just feel ready for taking the next step, and that's what that is all about. I want to talk about my vape now, which is my Profile Unity. I wicked it, and I really stuffed the cotton down into the well. I really stuffed it down so hard that it blocked the flow of oil into the mesh, and I was getting dry tokes. So what I did was I think firstly, let me just down point. So I took it apart, I fiddled around with it a bit with the paper clip. What tool did I use? With the paper clip. And I tried it again and it was still a dry toke. So I pulled the cotton right out of the well. This is when I'm at Shop Mobility. I opened it up, I pulled the cotton right out of the well, and I used the tip of a pair of scissors to gently push it down with the right firmness, you know, so that the liquid could pass through it, because that's the entry point where the liquid enters the what do they call that thing? The vape bed or something, the mesh bed. And I got a good toke, but I stopped taking these huge long tokes that I was taking because I knew it was going to go dry if I did that. And we're talking 6-second tokes, you know, so I'm taking shorter tokes and I'm having an extra drag. So at 6 o'clock I'll have a vape, and then I'll take it apart, and then I'll try and re-wick it the best that I can. I'm going to use the tip of a pair of scissors to poke it down into the well. And I'm going to poke it down evenly. All over that well. I'm going to take a different part of the cotton from left to right, and I'm going to poke it down all the way along all these different sections of cotton from above, so it's all even. And I'm just going to do it in the way of like, instead of pushing it down so that it pokes outwards a certain distance, so it blocks off the hole where the oil comes in, so it doesn't leak when you tip it on its side. Instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke it down, and my priority is going to be having it the right what shall I say, tightness, right firmness on the cotton. You know, have it pretty loose, about as loose as it is through the mesh. And like, make sure it's even. Make sure all the cotton that's going down, you have a piece of cotton like this, right? Use this end here for that side of the well. Use this end here for that side of the well. Use them. I can't really bend my fingers that way, but I would say like use that part, the middle part, for the middle part of the well. Do you see what I mean? Take cotton from above in all the right areas for all the parts of all the right parts of the well. So this is a bit over. The date was the 5th, but it's a bit over. But we don't care, because we used it as a tool to help me make a YouTube video. Anyway, I'm going to love you, I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Have a good one. Goodbye.